cooking fires, that's the leading cause of home fires in the United States, and that risk kind of almost triples on Thanksgiving Day because everyone's in the kitchen, everyone's cooking. A lot of people are cooking things they don't typically cook throughout the year, and depending on the method which you cook your turkey, if you're cooking it in the oven, that's more of a contained environment, whereas if you're using a fryer or something else like that and it's open, there's certainly a lot of risks that go with that. So burn injuries are definitely a possibility if you're not doing it safely.
This can be pretty serious too.
Oh, absolutely. If there's too much oil in your fryer, if that oil gets too hot, if you have not properly thawed your turkey, the turkey we are using today is rock solid frozen. It has not been thawed at all. And today's demonstration was to show you what not to do. It did end up going pretty safely, but it's to show you what not to do. You need to thaw your turkey out if you're frying it, because that reaction between the frozen turkey and the hot oil, especially if it's overheated, is a very dynamic reaction, and it can cause a lot of burn injuries because a lot of people don't have a long hook that they can use to attach their turkey on the end. And if you're right there dropping your turkey in, and that reaction comes up, that can lead to some severe burn injuries.
What I guess, Katie, one of the other thing is be aware, plan ahead with something like this.
Absolutely. If you're planning on frying your turkey, depending on how big your turkey is, you need to start planning almost a week in advance. If you have a 20-pound bird, that's 4 days you need to let it thaw. It's about 4 or 5 pounds for every 24 hours. It's about 4 or 5 pounds of thawing time, if you will. So if you've got a 20-pound bird, you need 4 to 5 days of thawing. So this isn't something you can look up Wednesday night and remember, oh my gosh, I was gonna thaw my turkey. You need to start planning in advance. And if you have a 15-pound bird, the math goes along with it. So 3 days in advance, that's something you need to start planning for days before your guests arrive or days before you start cooking. So certainly, before you even get to having those tools with you, thawing your turkey out all of the way, having oven mitts or cooking gloves if you're reaching around the fryer, because that's very hot and you don't want to have those burn injuries on your hands. It wouldn't hurt to have a fire extinguisher nearby if you feel comfortable using it. If you do not feel comfortable using a fire extinguisher, then it's not going to really do you much good if you don't know how to use it. And you want to make sure that your fryer is on a flat, sturdy surface that's away from things that can burn. So if you do have that reaction, it's not going to burn something nearby because it was too close.